The Fourth Crusade was meant to be a holy mission. It was supposed to reclaim Jerusalem, the holiest city in Christianity. But something went terribly wrong. Instead of reaching the Holy Land, the Crusaders attacked Constantinople. This was a Christian city, home to the Eastern Orthodox Church. The year was 1204. The sack of Constantinople shocked the world. It is still debated by historians today. How could a crusade, blessed by the Pope, end in such a betrayal? The Fourth Crusade is a story of ambition and greed. It is also a story of faith and fanaticism. To understand what happened, we must go back to the beginning. We must look at the goals of the crusade and the forces that shaped its destiny. The decisions made in 1202 would have consequences for centuries to come. In the 13th century, the Holy Land was controlled by Muslims. For Christians, this was unacceptable. Jerusalem was where Jesus lived and died. It was a sacred place. The Pope called for a new crusade. The goal was simple: reclaim Jerusalem for Christendom. The Crusaders planned to attack Egypt first. Egypt was a powerful Muslim empire. It controlled trade routes to the east. If the Crusaders could conquer Egypt, they could strike at the heart of Muslim power. From Egypt, they would march on Jerusalem. It seemed like a good plan, but it was not to be. The Crusaders needed ships to get to Egypt. They made a deal with Venice, a wealthy city-state. Venice was famous for its navy. The Venetians agreed to transport the Crusaders across the Mediterranean Sea. But there was a catch. The Crusaders had to pay a hefty price for the ships. When the Crusaders arrived in Venice, they were short on funds. Doge Enrico Dandolo, the ruler of Venice, saw an opportunity. He offered the Crusaders a deal they couldn't refuse. If they helped Venice conquer the city of Zara, Dandolo would forgive their debt. The Crusaders reluctantly agreed. Zara was a Christian city, but it was also a rival of Venice. The Fourth Crusade was led by powerful men. Boniface of Montferrat was a skilled general. He dreamed of carving out his own kingdom in the east. Baldwin of Flanders was a devout Christian. He believed he was fighting a holy war. These men commanded thousands of soldiers. They were knights, foot soldiers, and archers. They came from all over Europe. The Crusaders were a formidable fighting force. They were well-equipped and well-trained. Many were veterans of previous crusades. They were driven by faith, ambition, and the promise of riches. They believed God was on their side. Section 5. Constantinople in flames, a city laid to waste. After conquering Zara, the Crusaders were approached with another offer. This time, it came from a Byzantine prince named Alexios. Alexios' father, the Emperor of Constantinople, had been deposed. Alexios promised the Crusaders a vast sum of money if they helped him regain the throne. The Crusaders, swayed by greed and the prospect of further glory, agreed. They sailed for Constantinople and besieged the city. In 1204 they broke through the defenses. What followed was a scene of unimaginable horror. The Crusaders rampaged through Constantinople, killing, looting, and burning. The city, once a beacon of civilization, was left in ruins. Section 6. A divided empire, the spoils of victory. With Constantinople conquered, the Crusaders carved up the Byzantine Empire amongst themselves. Baldwin of Flanders was crowned the first Latin Emperor of Constantinople. The Venetians, true to form, secured the best trade deals and territorial concessions. The Byzantine Empire, once the most powerful in Christendom, was shattered. The sack of Constantinople sent shockwaves through the Christian world. It also left a power vacuum in the east. The Ayyubid Sultanate in Egypt, the original target of the crusade, remained untouched. The Fourth Crusade, meant to strengthen Christendom, had only divided it. Section 7. History's verdict judging the Fourth Crusade. The Fourth Crusade is a controversial event. Some historians argue that the Crusaders were manipulated by Venice. Others believe that they were motivated by greed and a lust for power. Whatever the reasons, the consequences were devastating. The sack of Constantinople widened the rift between the Eastern and Western churches. It weakened the Byzantine Empire, making it vulnerable to future attacks. The Fourth Crusade is a cautionary tale about the corrupting influence of power and the unintended consequences of war. Section 8. The Byzantine Empire. A slow decline after a fatal blow. The Byzantine Empire never fully recovered from the Fourth Crusade. Although they eventually regained Constantinople in 1261, they were a shadow of their former selves. The empire was weakened, impoverished, and surrounded by enemies. The sack of Constantinople had left a deep scar on the Byzantine psyche. The Fourth Crusade marked the beginning of the end for the Byzantine Empire. Over the next 2 centuries, they would slowly lose ground to the rising power of the Ottoman Turks. In 1453, Constantinople finally fell to the Ottomans. The last vestige of the Roman Empire was extinguished. Section 9, A Legacy of Division East versus West. The Fourth Crusade had a profound impact on East-West relations. It deepened the schism between the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches. It created a legacy of mistrust and resentment that persists to this day. The Crusade also had unintended consequences for the West. By destroying the Byzantine Empire, the Crusaders removed a buffer between Europe and the Islamic world. This would have significant implications in the centuries to come as the Ottoman Empire expanded its reach into Europe. The Fourth Crusade is a reminder that even with noble intentions, actions can have unforeseen and tragic consequences. Please like, share, and subscribe for more.